Hi and welcome to this video. This video is a thorough walkthrough explanation of what the restaurant management tool is. Now, first of all, a bit of a history. This came about because a lot of the venues that I was working with, they were in a couple of situations. They had a point of sale system that didn't know how to use it, or they didn't have a point of sale system at all. Effectively, they use it as a till and only. They were not using any reporting. They had no idea what to do. Excuse me. So this was developed over about 2 or 3 years across a number of venues and using accountants and some chefs to test it and things like that. So I find it's probably the most accurate thing on the market. However, it does take a little bit of, I wouldn't say a little bit of time, but it does take data entry, and that's what it's all about. Now, one big thing about the Restaurant Accelerator and increase your restaurant profits is it's all about people. People make restaurants successful. So what I mean by that, before we get into this document is not for one person to fill out. It is for the kitchen head chef or a kitchen representative to fill out what they need in the kitchen. Front of house manager, assistant manager, or someone trusted at the front of house to do the front of house section, and then the owner to do the owner section. That way you can all three work together, or all three areas work together here across the board, and you know exactly where you are in the state of your business at all times in real time. So you can actually see who's editing, when they're editing, and when they're not. So you can actually give them a bit of a G up. Now, what happens, a bit of a tour, is we've got these print templates. Or let's take a step back further. What you'll see here is when I hover over any of these buttons, you'll see the titles appear. You click on that and you'll get to your sheet that you're wanting to. So this one is the kitchen daily covers. So you would print this out every week and you'd put all your menu items here on the left, and then you would calculate, or you'd add up just by either a point of sale report at the end of the day or the end of the week if you wanted to, or I just count the dockets at the end of the night. I found that really simple for those people who didn't have the facilities. It's pretty much the same. So we've got bar covers, so all the beverages that are sold. Underneath, we've got breakages and wastages, and basically they're for the front and the back. And the recoveries and edible portions are for the kitchen. With the recoveries, you could probably use that in terms of the bar as well, if you're doing wine and spillage for drinks and things like that. But let's dive deeply into it now. Now, on the right-hand side, we've got the calendar. So this will roll through every day. So if you jump to the calendar link and you put in an entry, for example, what will happen, an entry here. So it's the 14th. I'll put it on the 15th. It's a test entry here. Then you click here to go back to the home page. You will see that the word test has appeared on the 15th. So this is a rolling through. So this is aimed, what this is aimed for, I should say, is by putting all the information that you know, like annual leave, events, functions, you know, starting of campaigns, ending of campaigns, to-do lists, bills that are due, stock takes, all these things go into a calendar. So this will prompt the chef, the owner, and the front of house manager on what is coming up and what is to be expected to be done. Now, let's jump over to the nuts and bolts of it. So let's jump into the dashboard first. Okay, so this is a dashboard of the financial year, and you can go and select any of these financial years here, and you'll be able to flick through. So you've got the ability to have this for a number of years. All right. Now, the first thing that I notice is that we're going to track Q1, Q2, 3, and 4 throughout the financial year, but we are tracking total sales, food sales, beverage sales, total sales together, food purchases, beverage purchases, chemicals and packaging, wages, petty cash, average number of covers, average spend per head, our wastages and breakages. It's very detailed. Food cost percentage, beverage percentage, chemicals and packaging percentage, wages percentage. There is a whole host. Food and chemical and packaging percentage, food percentage, chemicals percentage, and wages percentages all rolled into one. And there is reasons which you'll find out as you watch this video and the tutorial videos for doing this. Food cost actual with wastage, food cost actual with no wastage, and the theoretical food cost as well as the actual food cost. Okay. Now, what happens down here? There's no data, so I can't show you that. I'm going to show you another one at the end of this video, but that's all there. Now, what will happen here, this is the long range dashboard. So what this does, it takes up all the quarters of each financial year and does all the same information and plots them all in here. So effectively, you're able to look at 3, 4, or 5 years Q1 and compare all the Q1s, all the Q2s, and so forth. So you can have a real thorough analytical discussion about the health of your business. I'm not going to spend too much time on here because there's actually no data here. All right, and then we want to go to the home page. Now let's get into this. This is what it's all about. So we've got divided this into 3 sections: the masters, the data entry, and the reports. Now the reports are all generated automatically, all of them, so you don't have to do anything from that. Where the information comes from is these 2. So the masters, whether it's food ingredients, whether it's bar costing, whether it's suppliers, common amounts like kilos, milliliters, grams, all those sort of things go in these the correct area. Dish costing, recipe costing, all that sort of stuff goes in here. This is kind of like, your admin. It gets entered once, and then it's set. Now, if there's a price rise, then you can go and enter, make the changes, and it'll filter all the changes throughout. So you can write over it. It's not set in concrete, okay? And you can edit everything into your business, which I'll show you in another video. Now, here is the data entry section. So from here, you need to enter in all the food sales. You need to enter all the food purchases. Same with the beverages. Any other sales, whether you've got merchandise, whether you've got functions, whether you keep them separate, all those sort of things, whether you're selling chutneys and jams, all those sort of things go in there. Petty cash. The petty cash is just a quick report that you can keep on track of what the money is being spent on. Your petty cash. Your hours worked goes down to your weekly wages. Chemicals and packaging. I always keep my food purchases separate from my chemicals and packages, and I'll explain that in another video. And we do a stock take and for the food and the beverage items. Now, what I've got in a detailed explanation is how to edit all these and how to interpret all these. This video is just a simple video to explain exactly what you're getting from the restaurant management tool. The reports that we do is menu engineering. We want to see the most popular dishes and what we're making the most money on. We're doing a sales mix summary, which is kind of like an extended version of that. We're looking at what's selling, what's the percentage of sales, how much we're bringing in, things like that. This is a real detailed analysis of that. Food invoices, we're collecting our food invoices, entering our food invoices, and we know exactly how much we're spending from who. Revenue per seat per hour. This is the only thing that is not done automatically. This is one thing that's done periodically from time to time, maybe 3 times a year, to find out where you're looking. And also, I would be using this tool if you want to look at opening extra hours, closing extra hours, extending the venue, things like that. Okay, we've got beverage invoices, much the same as the food. We've got a roster cost, and we know how much money we're spending on the roster each week and month. Food stock. This is where we do a food stock. It gives us a total of stock on hand, and also the weekly wages that we've spent. So that's pretty much it for this video. It's a very detailed video. I could not do it justice in half an hour of going over it. So what I've just given you now is a very quick summary of what's going in. Upon purchase or upon request, I can give you details. Well, upon purchase, you will receive a video series, video training on how to enter all this and how to get the best over it, over about a dozen videos. So it's all there for you to go and take away and implement into your business straight away. That's it for the video. Don't forget to book in for the free restaurant audit. It takes 15 minutes. It's done over the phone and can really make a huge difference into your business. Thank you very much.